It was a very typical evening in southern Indiana, at least to the common observer. Kevin Thornton here. Recently I took a trip back home to Evansville, Indiana, and I filmed some stuff, little driving tour. Thought I'd make a little video. First thing you encounter upon entering Evansville, Indiana are these twin bridges, which were erected in I have no idea when they were built. Kind of looks like the beginning of Taxi. Or like we're going down a wormhole, entering a new dimension. Then we put a new effect on it. Yeah. If you want to view paradise. Okay. And now, yes, here we are. This was behind a friend of mine's house when I was maybe 15 years old. This where we had our very first band practices. This road kind of went off into the distance. You know, it's changed. You can kind of start to see now in the distance there's a highway built and there's cars running it. But when I was young, this road looked like it went into infinity. And I would, even to this day, sometimes I'll have a dream where I'm running down this road and then I leap into the air and start flying off into the sunset. Oh, sorry about that. I got overcome by nostalgia. That won't happen again. Here we're turning on to Hawthorne Avenue. This is the street where I grew up. We're approaching the house where I spent my entire childhood. You know, I drove by here a couple years ago. Here it is. That's the house. Whoever was living there at the time, or currently, had just completely given up. There was a dirty couch in the front yard, and the whole yard was overgrown. Looks like somebody complained and they've cleaned it up somewhat. The whole neighborhood still seems like it's gone down a little bit. I buried all my Star Wars action figures in that yard in the late 70s. They're probably still in there somewhere. Oh, now we're magically walking down the block, approaching. This is a baseball park that has been here for many years, and I would ride my bicycle down. This little gravel path looks exactly the same as it did when I was but a boy. Walking through here, yes. These structures, this here was not here, that's new, but I think I wanted to show you. There's like gang graffiti painted up here now. What is happening to this neighborhood? And also, I don't know if you can read it, it says folk sex. I'm not sure what the hell that is. But if it's anything like folk music, sign me up. It's like the kind of sex John Denver has. This is the this is where I played Little League for about 2 days. I went to 2 practices and it was like, fuck this. My mom was not happy about that, I don't think. And then there's this structure, has always been here, those 2 windows. They would sell candy. I'd steal quarters out of my dad's drawers. And oh, sorry. I was getting nostalgic again. Here I am driving by another school. I think everyone thought I was a child molester. I had a fedora on and I took it off because I thought it looked a little too molesterish. Driving by schools, filming with a creepy hat on. This is my middle school. I don't know why I'm showing you this. Why are you even watching this video? Across the street, man, looks like projects now. But at the time, my best friend lived there, and I would go over there, and he had MTV, and nobody had MTV yet. We would stay up all night watching MTV. I want my MTV. For those of you who are watching this video who know me from my show, I should go ahead and say at this point that I'm showing you all these actual places from my childhood and whatnot. Sometimes people come up to me after my show and ask me really specific questions about where I grew up in my childhood and stuff, and I have to say that my show is fiction. I mean, it's based on real memories and real places, but I've definitely taken those things and taken a lot of dramatic liberty to make a good story, and a story that makes sense and moves people. So I'm showing you these actual places, but they don't really matter. This is more just for my own entertainment, really. Again, why are you watching this? I don't even know. Oh, I think in the book I call this Jefferson Avenue Baptist Church, but This is a church that my really conservative Southern Baptist church my family went to in the late 70s and early 80s. What's happening? Oh, yes! This is not in my show at all, but this is a coffee shop that I saw a guy get stabbed several times in. Here in this bay window. I was sitting right in this window typing on something, and in that bay window a guy walks in and just starts stabbing a guy in the chest, and it was gruesome and bloody. And then I had a cup of coffee. Strolled off into the night. Wait a minute, why am I being nostalgic about that? That's disgusting. That's a church right there that you're looking at that I went to in high school. I know in the book I make it sound like I went to the same church, but that's not really what happened. Again, it doesn't matter what really happened. I simplified the story. Oh yeah. They built a Hooters right next door to my church. And they love that. You know, I hear the food is really good there. What is this? It was a dark and shadowy night. And, what happened? What's happening? Oh! We're approaching my high school. I don't know. There's really nothing interesting to say about any of this. I was telling my parents recently that I pretty much charmed my way through high school. I never went to class. I was always in the building, but I pretty much had every teacher in love with me, and I would just kind of wander from classroom to classroom and chat with the teachers, and I would tell them that I had something to do for the drama department or something, and they would let me go, and I'd wander around the halls and talk to people, and I never, ever went to class. I was a straight C student. I think this is the part of the school where the theater was and the choir department was. But then out the back of the building here's the kind of football field, and there was a racetrack. Not a horse racetrack. Do they have those at schools? I don't think so. No, the kind you have to run on. I had some humiliating moments in polyester gym shorts that were so short you could hardly... Never mind. Here's Denny's, where I went every single night, pretty much, because there was nothing to do. And yes, here's the Olive Garden, where I worked. If you've seen my show, this is the Olive Garden, where I worked. I think that's it. Driving off into the night, down the long, lonely roads of southern Indiana. It's like the beginning of a David Lynch film. Thanks for watching, you guys. Hope you enjoyed it.